Hey fellas, I'm not going to sugarcoat this one today. This video is for a lot of you guys probably. Hopefully it can help in a big way because if you're a busy guy, getting into your late 30s, 40s, maybe even your 50s now, and I hope you're a driven guy. If you're watching this, I hope you've got big goals, a ton of ambition, and you don't feel like your best years are behind you. But you might feel like things are getting a lot harder, like staying in shape, the way you used to just feels harder than it used to be. You're going to want to hear a lot of this because good chance it hits directly for you. And when I look at blood work from new clients that come in through Modern Alpha, over 60% of guys that we check their testosterone levels of have testosterone levels of someone 30 years older than them. And that's not a fucking typo. We're talking levels that you wouldn't expect to see until you were 75 years old sometimes for guys who are 34, 39, 44. It's that bad. It's crazy that this isn't talked about more. It's crazy that this isn't the front page news. Testosterone levels have plummeted more in the last 35, 40 years than they have in the last 5,000 years, at least what we can track through human history. And what's maybe even more wild is that most guys don't even realize how bad it is. They've been in this fog, they've been feeling numb, they've been in this shitty state for so long that it's just become their normal. They're, to some degree, just existing more than living, like they're just on repeat, like it's Groundhog Day. They've been living in a fog for so long, they've had the blinders on. And the sad thing is, it impacts everything: your marriage, your relationship with your kids, your success, your trajectory, your legacy of your entire life. Because if you're out here trying to push and grind and get to that next level because you are an ambitious guy, or you used to be, but your biology is working against you instead of for you, man, it's a long life, and it's like you're fighting an uphill battle, and you don't win that battle unless you change something. And it's really no wonder that so many guys I talk to just feel zapped, completely stuck, just completely numbed out. And it's really like they've just lost their mojo. They've lost the fire in their belly. Their energy sucks. Their motivation's not what it used to be. The confidence takes a huge hit. They feel emasculated to a degree. And yeah, they want to get better. It's not that they don't want to. They even try to. But they slap on another Band-Aid, another 12-week program, some more medication from the doctor. They try and talk to somebody about it, and they don't get far. They get the same old song and dance, the same old, you're just getting older, your levels are normal. So even when they do put in the effort, nothing comes from it. The results don't line up. And the truth is, most of the people I see, it's not a case of not having the discipline, not having the work ethic, at least the people I work with. It's more an issue of you've been fighting an uphill battle for so long that you don't even realize it. Your body's been running on fumes, and it's not that you're broken, you're just depleted. Your car is broken down. You're not cursed with bad genetics. You're definitely not too old. I've got guys who are 64, 66, 58, who a lot of my 30-year-old friends couldn't keep up to in any way. So you're just running on empty, brother, and you probably have been for a while. And no one is telling you the real ways how to fix it. They're telling you, like I said, just accept it. It's just part of getting older. Or slap on this another. Let's do this 8-week to shreds diet, 75 hard. Let's take some SSRIs, take some anti-anxiety. None of it is the solution. It's just more Band-Aids. And this is why I created Modern Alpha Project 4 or 5 years ago, to really just focus on guys who want to get better and get to their highest version of themselves and reclaim their edge. And a big part of that's by getting their hormones working, their testosterone back where it needs to be, so their biology is firing on all cylinders. Not more of the cookie cutter bullshit, not more of the short-term crash diets, not more of the healthy lifestyles that feel more like a fucking eating disorder or a food prison or a second job than an actual strategy that's going to work for the season of life that you're in. I'm all about science-backed nutrition, supplementation, and lifestyle changes that are catered to high-performing guys who have real lives, not social media, influencer lifestyles, none of that BS. So I really just try and lead by example, and I'm just a real guy. rather than slogans and gimmicks and empty promises. You know, I just try and live it. I've done it all wrong over the years. And these days, you know, I walk around 78% body fat, 240 pounds, and that hasn't changed in 5 years. Since I went back to the drawing board, threw out everything I thought I knew about healthy eating and training, supplementation, optimizing hormones, and implemented what I now live into my program, Modern Alpha Project, and, you know, running my businesses. And I still travel 2-3 months out of the year, play hockey, golf, spend time with friends and family. My diet, my lifestyle looks nothing like a lot of these fitness coaches, a lot of these influencers. And that's by design, because I've been down that road, I've lived that life. It doesn't work for me. Hell, if I tried to do most fitness programs these days, there's not a chance in hell that I could do it. Just eat clean, train more, eat less. You know, that's not what I'm about. The stack diet, in fact, I stopped eating 90% of vegetables, grains. Most of the plant foods are gone. And the stack diet approach is really unique, but it's also a hell of a lot easier to follow than the traditional clean eating lifestyles. And without getting into a 20-minute science breakdown of how it works, it's basically a carnivore hybrid approach. And I say hybrid because carbohydrates in general and fruit are way too important for longevity, for muscle, for overall lifestyle sake to give up. And truthfully, I've done the keto, I've done the carnivore, I've done it all. I've been doing this 20 years. And full carnivore diets, full keto diets are absolutely brutal if you want to build a great physique and have a significant amount of muscle mass. They usually just leave guys skinny fat, looking like a bit of a crackhead when the dust settles and you throw in the towel because it's not a real lifestyle 6 or 12 months down the road. And truthfully, I'm only able to sustain everything that I'm doing and manage a busy life now because I have optimized my hormones and my testosterone, and I've optimized things metabolically and the lifestyle in general, which is everything that I'm about with Modern Alpha Project and what I try and teach, because my life's real and it's often chaotic. It ain't pretty always, but it's not supposed to be. And honestly, it wasn't always like this, not even close. Before I made these changes and figured a lot of this stuff out, I struggled to manage my family life, my business life, struggled to grow, struggled to level up and get to the levels I wanted to in life. I didn't have the energy. I felt numb. I felt stuck. I didn't have the vitality. And I'm not where I am today, and I don't look the way I do, and I can't sustain this muscle and everything because I'm some genetically blessed freak or anything like that. I'm not that guy at all. I'm just a tall, scrawny guy from the middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan, Canada, who struggled for a decade to put on any real muscle. You know, had to do it all the hard way to figure it out. And I'm only here because I had to figure out a better way. Really didn't have a choice because I couldn't live the way that I had lived for all those years to try and figure it out, and then figuring out I did it the wrong way. I've seen, done, tried everything. And like I said, I've done it more wrong than right over the years, but sometimes that's the only way to really figure out and craft a new way that actually fits your life. So that's what this is about. And I used to push out a lot of outdated fitness programs, bro diets, thinking that that was the way to get in shape. Like, I thought I was pretty smart. I thought I had it all figured out. I was a clinical nutritionist at the time. Fact is, underneath it all, I didn't have it all figured out. And a lot of what I was preaching, a lot I was doing, it just got me wrecked. And around 2018, 2019, it led me to rock bottom. It just crushed me hormonally. My energy was toast. I was miserable with the lifestyle that I was living. And that old fitness bro diet life, influencer BS that I had been portraying and trying to live for a decade, it got me nowhere. It wasn't going where I wanted it to go. It left me feeling like a shell of the guy that I used to be, that I wanted to be. My testosterone was tanked, hormones were a mess, and my body was just beat down from years of trying to live and train like a bodybuilder. And I still love training hard, don't get me wrong, but I figured out that if I wanted to make this last and have the life that I wanted and look the way I wanted, I had to start working smarter, not just harder. And there's no way that I'd fucking be here at this level now, you know, getting upward towards 40, unless I changed. So if you're in your 30s now, your 40s, maybe even your 50s, and you've been feeling like things are harder, your body's been kind of letting you down, not working as effectively or efficiently as you'd like it to, like you've been working harder than ever, but you don't have the energy, or like you're just spinning your wheels, not getting far, I'm here to tell you that there's a version of you that wants all those things, that can have all those things, and he's not gone. He's just buried under a lot of dysfunction and a system that's working against you more than it's working for you. And you do have more in the tank. You just got to tap into that tank. And you know, if I was still following the tired old bullshit that had been crushing my hormones and leaving me burnt out, I wouldn't have ever gotten out of that fog. And same thing for you. So whether it's testosterone replacement therapy, some guys need it, some guys don't, or regenerative peptides, growth hormone secretagogues, there's tons of options. The stacked diet method as a whole that took me a decade to figure out and create, there's so many incredible options that we have today, and we're so lucky to have this knowledge and people to give you the guidance through YouTube and through courses and through all these powerful tools that we just didn't have 20, 30, 50 years ago. And when used correctly, you can literally change your life. And this isn't about some biohacking to get an 8-week transformation picture you can post on Instagram. That's not what we're talking about here. This is about taking your fucking life back so you can become the highest possible version of yourself and love who you are at the end of the day. Because a lot of these things, testosterone in general, it's not just a hormone for muscle and it's not just a sex hormone. Your testosterone's your damn life force. And most of you guys don't have enough of it. Your power, your edge, it's missing to a degree and things are out of alignment. And when these things are low, you better believe your productivity, your confidence, your clarity, everything take a hit. You're just not the guy that you could be, that you want to be. And you don't show up as the man that your family needs you to be, honestly. And real talk, if you're a guy who does love that old school lifestyle, loves carrying around Tupperware full of steamed chicken breasts and broccoli and brown rice, eating that shit 3-4 times a day because it makes you feel hardcore, and weighing and counting calories, and that's like a religion to you, and you love that, and you look great, and you love your life, I'm not here to tell you to change your life. I'm probably not your guy, but keep at it. If that's what you like doing, I'm not here to tell you not to. I've lived that life. And to me, that's more of a damn eating disorder than it is a lifestyle in my eyes at this point. But if you are a guy who doesn't want to live that life, you got a busy life, you got kids, you got business, you got goals, and you want to get jacked, feel amazing, get your energy back to a place where it needs to be, feel 26 when you're 46 without giving up your life to do it. Have a real lifestyle that feels second nature and easier, like you can't imagine not doing it. And you're excited to wake up every morning and get after it, and things just work, then Modern Alpha Project might be for you. And I'd love to see if you're a good fit for it. Because I tell you what, even 10, 12, 15 years ago, we maybe saw 3 or 4 guys out of 25 who had clinically low testosterone. Today, that number has absolutely skyrocketed in all the blood work I see guys submit. Nearly 50% of men I see are critically low to the point where they almost need testosterone replacement therapy. The other 40% are nowhere near optimal, but maybe not bad enough to require TRT. We can probably optimize things naturally. And it's way less than 10% of men who are actually even close to optimal levels. And this means that 80%, 90% of guys as a whole, even if they were to follow the perfect program and the diet and had all the discipline and had the perfect routine, all the things, they physically can't because their systems are so tapped out that they just can't get there. And sadly, instead of getting the help and the knowledge and fixing the root problem, the root cause, they're often just neglected. They're told, oh, you're in normal range, it's just part of getting older. So then what do? Well, they do what we all do when that happens. We numb ourselves out, we distract ourselves, whether it's social media or booze or porn or video games or junk food. Just distracting that voice that every man has in his head, that little voice whispering that, man, like there's got to be more to life than this. You're meant for more than this. You're better than this. And truth is, you are meant for more. You are probably better than whatever level you're at. And that's not knocking on you. I could say the same about me. But I've helped hundreds of guys reset their biology, build elite bodies so they can feel proud of the guy that they see in the mirror every morning. Again, that's the point. Not with more suffering, not with more short-term band-aid solutions, but with strategic modern tool and knowledge that has taken me 20 years to figure out the hard way. So I can just help you get there faster. And it doesn't take away from your life, it gives it back. Unlike what most fitness programs you're used to have probably done. Because life is just a lot more fun when you're jacked. When your testosterone is optimized, you have the energy, the vitality, you feel good about yourself, you have the confidence, the authentic confidence, and you get your edge back. You just show up different. You lead different. You're a different dad, you're a different husband, you're a different friend, you're a different businessman, everything. And I built the Modern Health Project for guys who just refuse to settle and refuse to accept that their best years are behind them, because they're not. And another year doesn't have to pass you by feeling like shit. This is another 12-week Band-Aid. This is a full reset built to rewind the clock at a cellular level without getting too into the details, but to repair hormonal health, to get testosterone where it needs to be, to fix the metabolism, restore your energy, so all in all, so you can feel alive again, so you can get after it. And the ripple effect of feeling better is doing better. It's massive. It can't even be measured. More income, more confidence, more sex, better focus, more productivity. And like I said at the start of this video, it just changes the trajectory of your life, your legacy. And not everyone's wired that way. You know, this isn't for everybody. It's for guys who really want to see what they're capable of. High performing guys ready to go all in on building a life that they're proud of, that actually works for them. And that means dialing in the right tools, whether it's TRT or naturally optimizing these things through protocols and lifestyle routines, peptides, GLP-1s, all sorts of advanced tools that we can use to restore metabolic health, shred the stubborn body fat that has been stuck and won't go away, without choking down another chicken and rice bro diet, without sacrificing your career or family life just to get in shape for summer. Because if you're juggling family and career and all the goals and everything that you have, you don't need more of the traditional advice. You need the right plan. You need the right support. You need the right systems. More importantly, systems that are built for the type of life you actually want. I talk to guys every week that just have fallen for the diet traps year after year after year. And 6 months later, they're more tired, more inflamed, more confused. And I know, I used to sell that shit. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly how it feels. Endless cardio, chicken, weighing food, counting calories, low carb, no carb, eat clean nonsense. It sounds great in theory, but not much of it actually fixes any of the core problem. And it sure as hell doesn't work for a busy guy in the middle of his career, family life, with a full plate, because you can't outwork a broken system. And you've got to fix it from the inside out. And that's what we focus on here. And I'll tell you what, I've been around the block a few times at this point, and this isn't me trying to tell you that life's supposed to be easy. It's not. This isn't me trying to tell you that I'm coming to save you and you don't have to do the work. That's not, that's not true. But you do need your biology working for you, not against you, if you want to become the best version of yourself and become that modern alpha version of yourself. And it doesn't happen by chance. Success always favors the ones who take action, take risks, and don't hesitate. And you got to start treating your health like the highest ROI investment in your life, because it is. And just ask yourself on a daily or weekly basis, how do you actually feel when you look in the mirror in the morning? How's your performance? You're physically, mentally, emotionally, not just physically, not just how much weight can you lift, but as a whole. How's your drive? How's your confidence? How's your sex drive? How's your libido? Are you actually proud of the fucking guy standing in the mirror looking back at you? And if you can't answer those honestly and say that you are, then it might be time that you tried something different. I think a lot of us need to stop asking, what is the best diet? And start asking, what do I actually need in this season of life? What's actually going to build the body, the mindset, the lifestyle that I want that's going to get me where I want to go? Because most diets, most programs are just a prettier prison. Modern Alpha Project is designed for a certain type of guy, to be simpler, more effective. It's built for guys who are ready to truly optimize their hormones, get their metabolism firing, and get out of survival mode. And if you got into this point in this video, it's for a reason. You're one of two kinds of men. The kind of guy who is listening to this, and maybe some of it's resonating, some of it sounds good, and then you say, oh, that sounded cool, and then you go back to your distractions the old programming, the old patterns, and you never do a whole lot about it. And that's what I was talking about with fortune favors men who act, and speed. Success loves speed. So if you are a guy who, something in this video hit you in the gut, and it was like a punch to the gut saying enough is enough, and you're ready to take control over your future, over your life, and not let the best years of your life keep passing you by. Because honestly, if you're between 35 and 55, those are the best years of your life as a man if you take care of yourself, and they should be. And I just want to help you ensure that you get the most out of those years. And if that's not worth your time, if that's not worth your attention, if that's not worth your investment, then cool. I hope something else is. And I wish the best for you. And either way, hope you guys are doing well. If you guys have any questions on how Modern Alpha Project works, how testosterone optimization works, how our protocols work, any of it, there's a lot to this, but I try and make it as simple and straightforward as possible. Everybody gets a custom blueprint, roadmap, whatever you want to call it. So it's very easy to follow. A lot goes into it, but my job was breaking it down to make it as simple as humanly possible for every guy, because I know how men work, and I know we have busy lives, and we don't want to be attending another university course. That's not what this is about. This is about actually changing your life, not bogging you down with more details. So if you're ready to take the next step, I'd love to have you on the team. Take care, fellas.